Meredith Gorman here at Gillette Stadium alongside our Nesson Patriots beat reporter Dakota Randall. Dakota, a little bit of a slower tempo practice today without pads after the team came out in full pads yesterday.
Yeah. I think yesterday's first padded practice too was a bit of an acclimation period. The Patriots only really had one live contact period. It wasn't too intense, wasn't like what you'd think of when you get your first padded practice. And then today they dialed it back. We're back in shells, but the expectation I think is that they're back in pads tomorrow, and we could use it. I mean, I think we've all been starving for a little bit of intensity at these practices. Last week was all red zone work. This week, some pads, not much intensity. Today was a slower pace again, so hopefully it picks up tomorrow.
And unlike last week where we saw a lot of work in the red zone, this week has been a little bit different. What have you seen from Mac and the offense 2 days in?
It's been uneven. I think today specifically, there was some good and some bad from Mac Jones. They finally get out of the red zone, like you said, doing some more action between the 20s. It looked like a little hurry-up period. And, Mac Jones had one of his best plays of camp so far. This, I think it was like a 30-yard pass on the sideline to Devontae Parker over Christian Gonzalez. That was a great play, but then he almost threw an interception to Marcus Jones. Sacks were again an issue today for the Patriots with the makeshift offensive line. And then Mac Jones had another play that was almost picked by Mac Wilson when he underthrew a pass to Mike Gesicki. But then once they got back down to the red zone, I think Mac Jones had more success there than really he's had at any point during camp, especially when passing to the running backs in the flat. And Bailey Zappi, I think, had a tough day today after some good periods the last couple of practices. So some up and down, some encouraging signs today, but there's still a long way to go for this offense.
And looking at the defense, I know some guys have said after practice that Bill O'Brien's offense brings a lot of versatility to the table. They're learning a lot by going up against this new offense. They've seen guys build confidence from it. Last week we talked a lot about Christian Gonzalez. Today, Jack Jones, one of the guys that stood out on defense.
Yeah, I think he's stood out since the start of camp, but really the last couple in particular. Again, we all know what happened back in June with the arrest. And so when he started camp, he was firmly with the backups. That really wasn't much of a surprise. But then a couple of days ago, we started to see him get a little bit of work with the ones. And then today got some more run with the first team defense against the Mac Jones offense. And had another pass breakup. He's had a few of those during camp. He's had a lot of energy. He's looked really lively. Really the player that we saw during camp last year and then into the regular season before he got hurt. I think he's looked really good. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that court date, which I believe is August 18th. To see what that does to impact his standing with the Patriots in the NFL, because I think one thing's clear: when he's out there, he's a good player and he can make a big difference for the Patriots, and I think he's definitely been a standout here these last few days.
Well, the Patriots, like Dakota said, are expected to be out here in full pads again tomorrow, Wednesday, and then another day of practice before they have their in-stadium practice on Friday. We'll be right back out here tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. PNC Bank, helping to make banking easier.